everyone, welcome back. Welcome back to another episode. This is episode number 5. This educational video series is specifically designed to teach entrepreneurs about various accounting and tax related topics. I'm your host Vijay and I'm a CPA. Let's get started with today's episode. Today I wanted to cover a couple changes in the tax return due date that will impact you if you file one of these returns. Now please keep in mind this changes go into effect for tax years that begin after 12/31/2015. So essentially all those tax years that begin in 2016 and for those returns that are due in 2017. The first change affects the partnership or the LLC Tax Return Form 1065. If you file this return right now, then you know that the current due date is 4/15 for a calendar year taxpayer, or it's the 15th day of the 4th month after the close of the tax year if you are a fiscal year taxpayer. Now there is a 5-month extension available, essentially making your extended due date to be 9/15 if you are a calendar year taxpayer, or the 15th day of the 9th month after the close of your tax year if you are a fiscal year taxpayer. Now the new due date is going to be March 15th or the 15th day of the 3rd month after the close of your tax year if you're a fiscal year taxpayer. Now there's going to be a 6-month extension available, making your extended due date to be September 15th if you are a calendar year taxpayer, or it's going to be the 15th day of the 9th month following the end of your tax year if you are a fiscal year taxpayer. So that's the change affecting Form 1065, which is essentially filed for partnership or an LLC. Now, if you file a corporate tax return Form 1120, then there's also a change to that due date. The current due date, as you can see on your screen, is March 15th for a calendar year taxpayer, or 15th day of the 3rd month after the close of your tax year if you're a fiscal year taxpayer. Now there is a 6-month extension available currently. After the change goes into effect, the new due date is going to be April 15th or the 15th day of the 4th month after the close of your tax year if you are a fiscal year taxpayer. So as you can see, they essentially give you an extra month to file Form 1120 compared to what it used to be. Now for Form 1120, once the new rules go into effect, there's going to be a 5-month extension available for all tax years that begin before 12/31/2025. After that date, there's going to be a 6-month extension available. Why? I don't know. That's just the rule, so you just have to follow it. Now, if you are required to file a foreign bank account report or FinCEN report 114, then there's going to be a change in the due date for that report as well. The current due date for this report is June 30th, and there is no extension available, so all those forms has to be filed by that date. Once the new rules go into effect, the new due date is going to be April 15th, but there's going to be a 6-month extension available to taxpayers who cannot file by that date. So yeah, they're making the due date a little sooner, but on the flip side, they're allowing us a 6-month extension if we're not able to collect all the necessary information by that date. So that's a good change. Now, if you file an individual tax return 1040 or an S Corp tax return Form 1120S, then there's no change in the due date. Now, I kind of wanted to explain the rationale behind the change in the partnership tax return due date. So as as many of you may be aware, the way the partnership or S corp tax return work is at S corp or partnership, they do not get taxed at the business level. All the income and expenses flow through on your individual tax return, and then you pay tax on your individual tax return for the business income earned by the partnership or the taxpayer or the S corp. So by making the due date a little sooner, what they're trying to accomplish is that all the partnership or the S corp tax return information will be available by 3/15 or the 15th day of the third month after the close of the tax year, and then that information will be able to flow onto the individual tax return, which is due by 4/15 in a timely manner. So right now the LLC tax returns are due on 4/15, and the individual tax returns are also due on 4/15. So what ends up happening is a lot of time tax preparers like myself are kind of rushing to get the information, income or expense information from the partnership or LLC tax returns so that we can complete the individual tax returns. So this way the information flows through nicely and it's available sooner to go on to the next tax return. So the flow kind of makes sense. So that was the rationale behind the change in the law. So I hope that makes sense. Feel free to ask me any questions. I'll be happy to answer. If you are a fiscal year taxpayer and need help determining your exact due date, also feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to answer. My contact information is on your screen. That's it for this week, guys. I hope you found this information useful. If you did, please do like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. The more people subscribe or more people like and share it, the more people will benefit. So that's it, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye.